Do you remember when roller skating became such a massive craze at the start of the pandemic that it caused a nationwide skate shortage? In the months following the start of the pandemic in March 2020 in the United States, we saw a bunch of hobbies growing in popularity through social media as people were figuring out how to keep busy while also social distancing. Some of these viral hobbies we saw included baking bread, playing Animal Crossing, going on mental health walks, and of course, roller skating. I'm going to be breaking down exactly why roller skating became so popular in response to the pandemic. Also, while doing research, I found some fascinating parallels between the role of hobbies during the pandemic and the Great Depression. Both of these were periods where a lot of Americans were unemployed and had more time to explore new activities. So once we unpack why roller skating had a pop culture resurgence in 2020, we're going to expand the conversation to explore the role that hobbies served during the pandemic versus during the Great Depression. So let's get into it. Roller skating has been around for a while. The earliest version of the roller skate was created in the 1700s, and it's come in and out of popularity in the centuries since. For example, during the Victorian era, as well as in the 1970s. Roller skating has also served for decades as a tool of empowerment and community for Black Americans dating all the way back to the Civil Rights Movement. New styles of skating and roller rink culture originated in these Black spaces. These skaters were keeping roller skating alive long before it became viral on TikTok during the pandemic. For this reason, I'm almost hesitant to even call the roller skating craze of 2020 a revival, but we're just gonna stick with that word based on the record-breaking spike in sales that we saw that year. A lot of people attribute the revival of roller skating to people's desire during the pandemic to turn to outdoor activities and to enjoy the mental and physical benefits of the sport. Some articles also point out that skating went hand in hand with the nostalgic resurgence of the 70s aesthetic in pop culture. Google data shows that starting the week of March 15th, 2020, there was a rapid spike in Google searches for roller skates. From mid-March to mid-May, searches quadrupled. By the end of April 2020, roller skating had already made its mark on social media, and a lot of roller skating accounts were growing in popularity. People were hypnotized by these videos of skaters gliding down the beach with palm trees in the background, but when TikToker Anna Kodo posted a video of her roller skating down the street lip-syncing to the song Jenny from the Block, this fed to the trend even more after it went viral and gathered over 18 million views. The internet was mesmerized by this girl, and everyone was duetting her video being like, "I can't look away," or "This makes me want to start roller skating." This sudden spike in interest towards roller skating, fueled mostly by social media, led to a nationwide skate shortage. Everywhere was sold out for months. Some orders even took half a year to fulfill. Skate retailers like Moxie and Impala roller skates reported their sales skyrocketing. New stock would be released and it would completely sell out within the same day. Moxie had to open a second factory and hire an influx of employees to fulfill all the back orders that the brand accumulated. In April of 2020, the brand made 12 times their regular sales, and in the following months, it continued to increase. It's not much of a surprise that the pandemic led to a massive surge in hobbies, including roller skating. Some experts say that the surge of hobbies we saw during the pandemic mirrored what happened during the Great Depression. Both historical events left Americans with an unexpected amount of free time on their hands. The boom in hobbies during the Great Depression was in large part due to the staggering number of people out of work. Even if people weren't unemployed, they were often still facing reduced hours. So not only did unemployment define the decade, but so did underemployment. Similar to the Great Depression, a lot of Americans were left jobless after the pandemic shut down the US economy. In April of 2020, a record 20.5 million Americans lost their jobs that month. But even people who still had jobs experienced a sudden surplus in free time due to the lockdowns. In contrast to 2020, people during the Great Depression weren't restricted by social distancing, which impacted the types of hobbies that they picked up to fill the time. Hobbies became heavily socially driven. Communities, schools, and businesses sponsored hobby clubs. Several national organizations emerged to promote hobbies. During that era, people most commonly got into hobbies where they were likely to encounter people nearby who also did them. Some of these hobbies included stamp collecting, woodworking, music making, and bird watching. During the pandemic, however, people had to primarily turn to the internet to find community. Unlike during the Great Depression, people in 2020 had the freedom to explore more obscure hobbies and easily find groups of people who shared these unusual interests. Hobbies acted to people as crucial anchors for comfort, stability, safety, and happiness, just as they also did for people during the Great Depression. So if you bought roller skates in 2020, wore them a few times, and they've been sitting in your closet untouched ever since, don't feel bad because we needed hobbies to get us through that hard time.